right now, we're seeing supply shock. I've been saying this for a while. And we're seeing more and more and more big boys come in. And the existing big boys buying more. I mean, that's just reality. So last week, just last week alone, we had $540 million worth of Bitcoin withdrawn from the exchange. Yes, this is just one single week. Not a month, not year to date. One single week, 540 million of Bitcoin removed from the exchanges. So the supply, the circulating supply of Bitcoin is going down at an alarming rate. Okay, that's the one thing that retail does not understand or does not care about, and that is the supply. How does price of anything go up? The demand has to outweigh the supply. And with Bitcoin, there's only so much out there. And if every week we're seeing massive purchases and we're seeing Bitcoin being removed, well, just do the math. Prices go catch up. And once it does fully, that's when things get really crazy. Okay. Now, we also see, now this could be part of it or it could be separate. I think it's part of it, but we're seeing like big whales. Like there's this new person called Mr. 100 that keeps loading up 100 Bitcoin at a time. Yesterday, this person loaded up 500 Bitcoin, just out of the blue. And then like you look at the days before, also 400 Bitcoin, 500 Bitcoin. Like this person buys 100 Bitcoin at a time. And even today, oops, I got so excited I just hit my microphone. Even today, this person bought 300 Bitcoin already. Who is this person? We may never know. But again, attributing to the supply shock because there are just a lot of random, super wealthy individuals out there. That's why we call them whales. They are just buying and buying and buying and buying. Okay? So in our case right now, price is lagging the great fundamentals, all-time high fundamentals, and the supply shock. Okay? Even though, I'm saying lagging, but I'm going to show you in a little bit. We're actually ahead of the curve. We're actually really ahead of the curve. You know who else is buying? Of course, Mr. Saylor. I don't know how he gets unlimited amount of money to buy what he does. He just bought another 3,000 Bitcoin from MicroStrategy. And 3,000 may not sound like a lot. That's 155 million. Okay? Again, how does he get hundreds of millions? Seems like every single month. Is MicroStrategy that wealthy? Is he making that much money? I don't know, but he knows he's in a race now. He was clearly in the lead, but now others are catching up very rapidly. So it took MicroStrategy basically 4 years to accumulate 193,000 Bitcoin. Now the average price has gone up a little bit, 31,544. But again, 193,000 Bitcoin is very, very impressive. Been talking a lot about the ETFs, but it's staggering how much they have accumulated within such a short amount of time. Remember, I just said 193,000 Bitcoin took Michael Saylor 4 years. 4 years. It took BlackRock 7 weeks to get up to 130,000 Bitcoin now, okay? Do the math. Less than 2 months, BlackRock has accumulated 130,000 Bitcoin, and we're starting week 8, right? So this is like the final week of the second month. And you look at Fidelity, not too far off, 92,000, and then ARK at 30,000, Bitwise at 23,000 overall. These ETFs have added a tremendous amount. Even with Grayscale, you see the red. Even with Grayscale, selling and selling and selling and selling. BlackRock alone now makes up more than what Grayscale sells. And they continue to accumulate more and more and more and more. So, yes, Michael Saylor does have competition in the form of BlackRock and many of these other ETFs. The funny thing is, MicroStrategy itself, one of the largest shareholders is BlackRock. So it's like in competition with itself, basically. But that's what's happening, guys. I mean, we could see this. We can measure this. This is verified on chain. This is verified. This is not speculation. We're seeing this supply shock happen right in front of our eyes. And grayscale selling is diminishing. I think whatever they need to sell for Genesis or whoever, or whatever other institutions or whales want to sell, probably have done most of it, because they only sold 44 million on Friday, is starting to decrease, right? But I did mention that the miners were still selling. Once the miners stop, and I know why they're selling, because we're getting closer and closer to the halving event, and they need that money to build out their infrastructure, because everything becomes double as difficult, okay? Because you're getting half the amount of Bitcoin you used to. So, but once they stop, man, things are really going to explode, especially with the supply shock that's happening. And we got the halving event in less than 2 months, and the US market doing well, and rate cuts right around the corner. You guys just do the math. We're starting out strong. Bitcoin moving upwards. And it's not just Bitcoin. The entire market cap is moving up, but we are at 51.4 right now, starting off the week. Last week, while I was out, last week was, wow. You have Dow, S&P, NASDAQ all hitting basically all-time highs. Money is starting to flow. As expected, this is supposed to be a very good year. And it's going to get better when the Fed starts cutting rates. This is all by design, because there is a presidential election this year. But also, no, I'll just leave it at that, because it's a presidential election year. But yeah, you have some companies too, like Nvidia, that actually blew away earnings, and that also set the market on fire as well.